What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 Episode 7 Deal or No Deal. Girl, so we get up into the episode, y'all, and as soon as it come on, all we see is pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I thought I had changed the channel for a minute because it was giving very much action flick. I said it was giving Tubi action flicks a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I was still all up into it. Baby, it was a war going on. I said, what is happening? Girl, you want to know what was happening? Child, the Russians then came and got the Jamaican Avenue boys, okay? Girl, they done shot them up, killed them all, you know, trying to get their revenge. They still trying to come back for, you know, Drew and them or whatever, killing old boy and all that stuff. And let me just tell you this, Drew, this is your fault. This is your fault in a sense because I don't know who was around, but why he had to tell the man that, you know, you killed this is the Tejadas. I'm pretty sure somebody heard him say Tejadas. Okay, so of course that's how they know and all of that stuff or whatever. Plus his connect with Gordo and the Castillos. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't take much to put two and two together to see exactly who did it. That's why you come shooting up the funeral and now you're not finished because Drew shot one of them dudes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and shoot you back. And I'm just sitting here like, damn, you don't play with the Russians at this point because they just finna take out all of the operation. Oh boy tried to text Kane, which he did, and said that the Russians is over here. Y'all need to hurry up, get up here because the Russians is coming or whatever. Dude shot him in the head and then texted Kane and said, we coming for that ass. I said, well, this is crazy. Let me tell you again. I cannot deal with the street life like that. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, listen, Poppy, I can't. I'd be just like Diane. I don't want to do none part of this, okay? Let me go to school, all right? I just want to go to school and work at the candy shop, okay? 50 cents. That's all that I need to do. Meanwhile, you got that going on. Monet over there trying to talk to Kane and trying to figure out what the hell is happening and all this stuff. And why is this going on? Not Kane, but Gordo. She want Gordo to stop messing around with Drew because she feel as though it was Gordo that was putting it up in Drew's head that, you know, the Russians was the ones that had did all this stuff or whatever. And Gordo said, listen, let me tell you something. I'm not finna stop working with Drew, messing around with Drew at this point, okay? And the only reason why you don't want me around him is because you feel as though he gonna figure out that Mommy Dearest is the one that set up his daddy to get goddamn you know, get killed. But you don't say nothing. I don't say nothing. He ain't gonna have to know. And that is what the terms is gonna be. I said, oh. I said, Mona, you gonna let this boy talk to you like that? First of all, Gordo, that little voice that you got, I just was not expecting Gordo to sound like that. It's like, you know, it's like once he stop filming off the show or whatever, he goes and he put on skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes and he put on tight-fitting clothes. Not necessarily tight-fitting clothes, but clothes that actually fit. And he walks around with a turtleneck or he walks around with a polo shirt, you know, and that's it. And he probably have on a little blazer. That is what Gordo's voice gives me once they cut the cameras and he's on his own time. Because I just can't see it. I said, boy, I would be scared of you. I would be scared of you. But you know what? At this point, he do kind of hold the upper hand against Monet because, again, Monet told him who killed his daddy or had his daddy killed, therefore giving him the opportunity to kill Drew daddy. And so at this point in time, you just made a problem bigger than what it was, okay? Yes, Lorenzo killed your son by accident, being stupid, being gung-ho and all that stuff because he was a little jealous, you know what I'm saying? And he kept it a secret, so it's understandable that you would want him dead or whatever, but why would you get somebody so close to the family to do it knowing damn well it's gonna get traced back to you so swiftly? It's gonna get traced back to you easily because it's too close. Gordo is too goddamn close and it's too convenient, and now the circle is about to be so much bigger mess that's about to happen because once the kids find out, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna find out probably before the season's over with, that you had their daddy killed and it was Gordo, it's gonna be a goddamn mess. Girl, they gonna probably take your ass out and you're gonna be left with nothing if you still breathing, Monet. God, let me just tell you this. The mothers on the Power universe completely. There are other trash, but I kind of like them. You know, I like that boss bitch type of shit, no matter whether or not they wrong or not. Monet dead ass wrong. Raquel dead ass wrong in raising Kanan for raising that boy the way that he was, whatever. You know, Tasha was dead ass wrong, but I still rock with him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I said, damn, Gordo really put her in her place to the point that she had to call an emergency meeting with everybody. Meanwhile, you got, what's his name? Tariq on the phone with Lauren. Girl, he was like, how you doing? She said, I'm still alive. Okay, what? What's going on? And I'm just sitting here like, you know what? At the end of the day, Lauren is going to be his crutch, okay? Lauren is going to be his Achilles heel. It's going to be what's going to take him out, and I'm just not really much here for it because we already seen this play out. We saw this play out, how his daddy went about things with Angela. You know, Tasha is Effie, okay? Lauren is Angela. And it's like, how do you expect this to work? Even if you figure things out, Lauren is not going to believe you. Lauren is not that ride or die. Lauren is just not that one. And she going to be a casualty herself. You're going to get that girl killed too. For real. It's just not going to work. She needed to be, I hate to say it, but Effie and them was right. You do have to put her ass down. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Because Angela had to go for real. That bitch died, and she was getting a little bit too close and everything. And when she died, I was happy. I'm sorry. Somebody that I know loved Angela so much, and it was just so irritating. Like, girl, you like the sad bitch like that? Are you a sad bitch? And she probably watching too. Don't say that, the girl. Don't say that. It's all love. But anyway. So you got that going on, and he trying to figure out and get some information from her about whether or not what the feds is saying and all this stuff. It was like, you may not have tried to kill me, but they said that you killed other people too, and you're a monster. I said, now, Lauren, girl, he's still alive. You still alive. He know that you still alive. And if you really feel in your heart of all hearts that he's this bad person, why the hell you saying all this shit to him on the phone like this, as if this don't give him the opportunity to come and try to find your ass and completely take you out? Watch what you say, because niggas is crazy, okay? Baby, he had to come through and say, you know, she was like, and you had your sister. All of this happened because of you. And the reason why your sister is dead because of you, it's your fault. I said, now, hold on. You listening to Sax a little bit too much, okay? And you need to pump the brakes, okay? That's what the problem is. These people on this show, they just be talking out their ass like really nothing's gonna happen, as if they don't see all the turmoil and the mess that's going on, and as if they can't get touched. I said, girl, what? She said, first of fucking all, the reason why I had to kill somebody and the reason why Raina was dead is because a dirty cop that was coming after me tried to kill me, but instead killed her. Okay? So you need to calm that shit down. I said, oops. Lauren was sitting there like, oh, but what about this? How about you just get out the game and we do this and we do that? And I said, oh, girl, you so green. He said, that's cute and all, but listen, what they gonna do? Go ahead and put us up in WICSAT, put us in witness protection. Where's my phone? Put us in witness protection and doing all this stuff. We can't live the dreams that we wanted to live and all this. And it ain't that easy, Lauren, just to get up out the game like that, okay? You can't just walk away. His daddy tried to walk away, and guess what happened? He died by a bullet. But it was from Tariq, so that's another story. But at the same time, niggas was still coming after him. It's just not that simple, Lauren. Wake the fuck up, bitch, okay? I said, Lauren, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. I said, Tariq, hang that phone up, okay? Next thing you know, we see Brayden over there getting it in with Miss Kiki. I said, you know, I think Brayden like black girls in real life too, because he was in a video with, I think, Polo G's sister, and they was mighty close. They was mighty close. I said, oh, I can see it. I don't know how I feel about it, but I can see it. It is what it is. Moving on from that, Mr. Brayden was doing a little pump and a bump, you know, and I said, that's how you do it. And Kiki, you said, oh my God, it's like so good. I said, really? Really? I said, stop playing, girl. Stop playing, girl. You know it wasn't all that. But all right, you know, if you say so, we gonna go with it. You know, Brady looked like he could do a little something. I ain't even gonna lie, okay? You know, he looked like he could surprise you. You'd be like, oh, God, I didn't know that could happen. You know, he one of those type of undercover type of niggas, you know. But, so you got that going on, and he just sitting there. I said, you just got your nut off, and you just laying there like it wasn't good. She up here telling you that it's good and everything. You just laying here like, what? She was like, what's wrong? You know, he all up in his feelings about the situation with Tariq and how come they not close no more. And she was like, oh, you know, friends fight, and sometimes they fall out, and then sometimes you just can't bring them along. And that's just it. And it was like, no, this is different. Like, he ain't just my friend. He my brother. It was like, you mean your business partner or whatever? I know y'all dealing drugs up in Western Holdings. She was like, what? How you know some stuff like that? She was like, calm down. Calm down. Now, let's be clear. You literally went on trial, been outed as this so-called big drug dealer. Now you're doing the same thing as your job. And then you have Tariq up there. You know, you got the coffee cup situation, and that's cute or whatever. He coming up with every excuse because she was like, no, bitch, the false bottom with this and all this stuff. And she was like, no, well, if you do this and you do this. She said, boy, it's fine, okay? It's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. I like it. Don't worry about it. Your secret safe with me or whatever. But let me just tell you this, because he up there want to say, you know, that was Tariq's idea to put the drugs up in there. I said, first of all, you giving off this information a little bit too much, too quickly. Even though she said, you know, you using the cash coins and all that stuff or whatever, and then it was very ingenious of you to, you know, get the money and wash the money in the same company at the same time. That was cute. That was showing that your ass is really smart or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I came up with that and all that stuff. She said, well, if you came up basically with the whole thing like that part of it, why are you up here stressing about Tariq? I said, now, Kiki, do you love me? I need you to shut your mouth up, okay? Because you overstepping. You know a little bit too much as it is, and I'm going to need you to keep your suggestions and your to yourself, okay? And that's when he gets a text message from Kane telling them he needs an emergency meeting. So they go meet up with Monet, and basically Monet got them all up in that, they all up in the warehouse. I said, look at all of that product. God damn. Now, if the cops was to come in and raid y'all asses going to jail for fucking life, okay? That's just all I can see up in there. Because it was a lot. I said, oh, God, that's like 20 years right there. That's 30 right there. Oh, bitch, that's 45. You know what I'm saying? Like, whew, it's just a lot. You know? And she up in her feelings about all the stuff that's going down with the restaurant. Why you ain't tell me all this was going down? Why you this? And I need some ideas and all this stuff. You gonna come up with some ideas? Kane said, well, since you in charge, why don't you come up with some ideas? I would have said the same thing. You know, she keep on calling that man dumb. Kane is a little overzealous. Kane wants to put his foot down. Kane is not dumb. He just, you know, sometimes he probably think he acts. He's more about actions. But I do not feel like Kane is dumb. And I'm gonna need her to put some respect on Kane's name, okay? Like, stop doing that. You setting it up for him to turn on your ass, okay? And don't be surprised when he do turn on your ass and probably put a bullet in. You know what I'm saying? Because you just treat him so bad, all right? Meanwhile, you got Tariq over there. He just ain't paying attention to nothing. They can't come up with no thing. And Kane was like, he over there sulking and being all in his feelings about the fact that we had to put down his wire-wearing bitch, Lauren. And she was like, oh, that's sad. Let me talk to him for a minute. Y'all come up with some shit, okay? That's what you need to do. I said, So she go over there and have a little private conversation with Tariq. And he was like, yeah, it's true. You know, they tried to kill my girl or whatever. They killed my girl. Now, imagine, he ain't told nobody that Lauren's still alive. And she was like, I mean, you over here crying over wire-wearing bitch? She had to be there. It's the way that they kept on calling her the wire-wearing bitch. But at the end of the day, they are correct. She had to go, okay? Technically, she would have had to go, you know? And she's like, you supposed to be my smart nigga, okay? So you give me some ideas about what we need to do. And he basically like pull the drugs off the streets or whatever. They gonna set it up or whatever so that the Russians think something or whatever. So I don't even remember, girl, fuck all that. It ain't really all that important for me to remember. I just know they gonna pull some drugs off the street. They finna come up with a little operation or whatever. So then they gonna get the drugs back on the street so that, you know, it won't be gone too long for the Russians to take it or whatever. Girl, it's a mess. Leave it to Tariq. Tariq is the only one that can come up with ideas. Okay, I guess. Meanwhile, you know, speaking of all of that, you get Davis and what's his name? Davis and Saxe going down there to see his brother in jail so that they can prepare for a parole hearing. Now, Tate couldn't get him to actually get expedited out, but he could get him to get another jail parole hearing. You know what I'm saying? And so now they got to go over what he needs to say at this parole hearing. What time is it? Okay. What he needed to say or whatever at this parole hearing and all that stuff. And when he come in, let me tell you something. This scene was like, I know we talk about the show and sometimes how the acting and all that. Now, you mean to tell me y'all really replaced Redman with this guy? Okay, like, I just didn't believe nothing that he said. He just came out very comical. You know, I just really wasn't believing him as David's brother. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't work. And maybe it's because we know the history between Method Man and Redman in real life. And so that seemed more when we saw them on screen and they had that real chemistry or whatever, like they was really brothers. Because truth be told, when I was younger, I literally thought Method Man and Redman were brothers for real. I did, you know, until I found out when I got a little bit older. I was like, oh, so they not related? Oh, okay. And he ain't even part of Wu-Tang? Oh, okay. You know, so there's that. And they going over the questions and he answering them, and, you know, basically the answers ain't, it just ain't given or whatever. And at that point, when he leaves out, Davis is concerned because he like, listen, my brother about to fucking die up in here. I said, I mean, shit happens. So, what did you expect? You should have took the fall. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. You know, brothers keepers, I guess. So then we get Gordo and Drew meeting up with Gordo's brothers, okay? And at this point, the brothers is fed up. The brothers are fed up because of this whole situation that's going on with the Russians. And they just like, listen, we said that we was going to help your ass, but we didn't say that we was going to get all up involved in this whole thing with the Russians and have them coming after us next, okay? Because you know that's what's going to be the next course of action. And, you know, they wanted to talk to Gordo without Drew being there. They was like, you got to do something without your dick. And I said, ooh, talking about Drew. I said, oh, so everybody know they fucking, right? So I guess, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, this is really, 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 I don't know. I can't say this is kind of fake, but at the same time, I really don't know any street niggas that's really out like that and they get respect, like, you know, being gay and all that stuff, and ain't nobody coming for them, even in their own crew. Maybe I'm just behind because I just really don't do the street stuff, but back in my day, that just was some of the things that you kept under wraps, and then if you got found out, shit probably happened to you. I'm just saying. So this is I guess 2023, bitch. I ain't mad at it because ain't nobody mad. You know, they still, because listen, you gay or not, baby, that ain't going to stop me from pulling the trigger or whooping your ass, okay? It is what it is. I just like to take dick. I was going to say something really vulgar, and I just didn't want to do that. But let me move on. The brothers was like, well, if you want us to incur all of this stuff, we going to have to renegotiate the deal, and we need 50-50, okay? Drew said, no, sir, this is not what we finna do. And it was like, we going to put it to a vote. Drew, you going to have to get the hell out while we put this to a vote. I said, oh, Lord, it's dissension amongst the ranks. Mind you, Drew go talk to Monet about the whole situation, and it was like, you know what, well, you're going to have to get, you know, at least Gordo see your side. You have to, you know, figure that whole situation out. And it went from talking about the whole thing that's going on with the Russians and all that stuff to Drew and Gordo's situation and how, you know, you can get Gordo to, you know, do whatever it is that you need him to do and to get his brothers to do what he do because Gordo got his nose wide open for your ass. And Drew was like... Like, I don't know. Is it crazy that I can actually see a future or something with him? Monet was like, no, it ain't. Because, I mean, look at what happened with me and your father. But you just got to remember, you got to be, you know, just because Gordo on your side don't mean that his family going to be on your side. So you got to get that shit in check. And I'm sitting here looking at Monet like, girl, all right. Meanwhile, you got Saxe and Jenny meeting up because Saxe telling her about the whole situation with what went down at the parole practice that they was doing with what's his name, Davis' brother, okay, and saying how bad that went, and you know how he trying to get help for that or whatever, and they get into this whole situation of going back and forth of who's playing who, and you know, of course, Saxe cussing her out, you know, because he did ask her, is there an investigation going on into Tariq? And she was like, no, why would you ask that? Who told you that? And where did they get that information from? Could have been Lauren that told him. And she was like, no, couldn't been no Lauren and all this stuff and woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. And they just going back and forth because at this point in time, Saxe is like, he's getting fed up with the fact that he's being used, okay? He's being used by Jenny. And I'm just sitting here like, listen, at the end of the day, Saxe, we truly don't give a damn, okay? Because you knew what was going on. True, be honest, okay? You saw an opportunity to get up in there with Tariq. You saw an opportunity to do whatever you needed to do for some pussy, so that's what you did. So you got played in the process, and it don't feel good. Do it. It don't feel good. You think you the smartest person in the room, and you really not. So it is what it is. At this point in time, I really don't care if Saxe or Jenny take each other out, all right? Because, you know, moving on from that, you got Tariq meeting up with Tate. Tariq met up with Tate because this is what the plan was that I couldn't get at first. The plan was that he came up with was he was going to have Tate come in. He did tell them, take their drugs off the streets, right? But the Russians going to still have their drugs on the street, and they got a shipment coming in. And so Tate going to be the one that come in and put a little police operation out there and intercept it. And so this going to be a win on his part because Tate already said, you know, the poll numbers ain't looking too good in his favor right about now. Girl, what the fuck is that? So this would be like something that'll get his poll numbers up, all right? And so, you know, at this point, Tate is kind of over Tariq or whatever. But, you know, they going to work together. They both crooked, so they just going to have to work together. The same thing with Davis and calling Tariq and, or I should say Tariq calling Davis and telling him what's up. And even Davis was like, you know what? There was once a time where when you used to call me, I used to get billed for these calls or whatever, or you used to get billed for these calls. I miss those days, meaning that you would have to pay to talk to Davis, okay? But at this point in time, because, you know, Saxe keep on telling Jenny that Davis is Tariq's concierge. And he's technically not, but he's so wrapped up and warped up into this whole situation with Tariq that it looks like he's part of the operation, like he started off part of the operation. He don't know exactly what's going on, but he knows some dirty shit is going on. His hands ain't all the way clean, but he's not 100% part of Tariq's operation like they think he is, okay? He just got so happened to stumble into it, you know, because Tariq put him on as a lawyer because he was crooked in the first place. So there's that. But, you know, when Drew, I'm gonna need you to let your mama figure this shit out, okay? Because you keep on getting mad every time Kai pop up. Kai was sitting there kikiing with Monet. Kai trying to get them draws. He is really trying to get Auntie Monet's draws. And I just was like, you know, it's understandable. It's understandable. You know, they up there having memory lane talks and all this stuff. Remember when you had to bail us out? When we had got caught with them bricks up in the car and all this stuff? I told you not to take that dusty ass car with you and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? And then gonna do all of that to say that I can't help y'all with the Russians. Because, you know, my niggas just got popped by the feds. Like a whole bunch of my niggas just got popped by the feds last month. So I can't do nothing. This is what set Drew off. I said, now, Drew, you made a point, but at the same time, you already know that you shouldn't have went out there to do this without having everything under control. You the one that told us that we needed to hit the Russians to get back at Poppy's death. Okay, anybody would have did that. That's what Kai said. Monet had to tell Drew, calm down, okay? Just calm down. Don't worry about Kai. I fixed that situation. I said, Drew just be trying to play big and bad sometimes, and he gets on my nerves. I do feel like Drew just might not make it out of this show. I do feel, I don't know why. I just keep on feeling like he just not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Meanwhile, we go over there to the school. We got brown skin Keisha. She on the stage doing her little rapping, okay? So we was like, oh, finally we get Keisha up there doing a rap. Because if some of y'all don't know, Keisha is a rap star. Well, she's an artist, okay? She's a rapper. I ain't gonna say a star, but she's a rapper, okay? That's a little bit too much. So she do her thing. Next thing you know, Diddy's son introduces the next performer to come out to do some spoken words, okay? All right. And I said, who is it? And as soon as they said poetry and spoken word or whatever, I knew it was going to be Slime. Okay, I'm calling him Slime because he's a slime ball, bitch. You know, something about him just never sat right with me, and it could never will. And after this scene again, Diana, you're going to have to take that nigga out. You're going to have to take that nigga out, or you're going to have to get somebody to take him out, because at this point, he's doing way too much, and he's been doing too much since the very beginning. First of all, why are you a TA dating a fucking student? I don't give a fuck if y'all legal or not. Why are you up here doing that? It seemed very predatory, because truth be told, you seem way older than her, and you seem like you seen an easy target. Granted, you probably a few years older than her, and it probably ain't that big of a gap, but it's the fact that you got a little bit of authority over her, and then you this man, and then you flossing that around, and then throw that hotep ass aspect to it as well, where you feel as though you entitled to this woman. Regardless of any effort that you put out there, you feel like you are entitled to this woman. You get up here, you do a little spoken word, you put her on blast saying that the poem is for you, and he overstepped or whatever, that he's sorry and all this stuff, as if that's supposed to make somebody want to get back with you. She walked away, and they go into a closet, and basically she was like, why would you do some shit like that? And was like, what do you expect? He has said, I expect you to respect the fact that I got up there and put my heart out there for you. What? I expect for you to respect that I got up there on that stage and put my heart out there for you. So because you fucked up by continually overstepping the line, talking about my family, and I gave up on that, and I spoke up and not allowed myself to be put down by you, because let's be real. The way Slime talks to Diana, he talks down to her. Keep on bringing up her family and talking as if, you know, yeah, she can do better. I'm pretty sure she knows that. But you, as somebody who just came into this whole situation, you started off by Googling her, and then Googling her dad, and then you just kept on talking about how they're this and they're that in a negative way. So if you knew this, why is it that you continue to try to date her? Why is it that you try to continue to put her in your clutch or whatever? It's almost as if you was trying to manipulate, you're trying to control, and you can no longer do that. You're being very fucking vindictive, okay? And I just don't like it. Who the fuck are you, nigga, to tell her that you deserve respect just because you put your heart on the line? Baby, you wouldn't have had to do no shit like that if you would have kept your goddamn mouth closed, if you would have thought before you spoke. Every time you think something, you don't need to think it, okay? Especially at the wrong time. You said that shit about her daddy, and her daddy wasn't even in the goddamn grave yet, all right? And she's supposed to be like, yeah, you're right, you 100% right. What is I talking about? I should have been on your side for again. Yeah, you had my back, and you was just looking out for me. You want the best for me. No, he wants to go. Listen. Slime is one of those niggas that he see you in a controlling situation, probably at home having issues with your family life, and so he want to try to manipulate you to come over to him so then he can control you. And then when he can't get his way, all of a sudden he's in this vindictive type of mode, because he gonna say, like, nigga, you really told her that you expect, no, it's like, I expect you to have respect. Not I would have thought or I would have hoped. No, I expect you to have respect that I got up there and put my heart on the line for you. Baby, ain't nobody tell you to do that, okay? And that don't mean that she had to do that and respond back to you. Just because you do certain gestures just to get back into people's good graces don't mean that they have to forgive and forget. They don't have to acknowledge shit. And I just don't understand what people don't get about that, right? And then gonna say, so I guess the rumors are true. You are fucking Tariq, okay? You up here, typical. I knew you was gonna go with this dirtbag, drug dealing, murderous, this nigga and all this shit. And she slapped the dog shit out of him. And I'm sitting here like, you want to win her back, but yet you keep on opening up your mouth and saying stupid shit, okay? And I'm just like, damn, you just, And then gonna say, and I know you selling drugs out the candy shop, okay? And what you need to do is I'm going to watch you squirm until I figure out what I'm going to do to you. And until then, you're done. get your shit and get out. I'm sitting here like, excuse me, nigga, you about to be dead, okay? I need him to be DOA, like right about now, because this is a little bit too much. This is a little bit too much. It just feels very, very predatory. It just feels very, I can't have you, so therefore, you ain't gonna give me no pussy, you ain't gonna give me no time, so let me make your life a living hell. It's giving like I'm gonna be a stalker. It's giving I'm gonna be obsessed with you, and that's what you do. Slime gives me the feeling that he never got pussy when he was younger, and he waited until he got into this TA position to throw it down, and then he got into that spoken word and that soft-spoken Hotepi ass, I'm all about the people and you my queen and all that stuff vibe, just to manipulate the kids, the younger girls that's at college, and then that they fall for it to get him pussy. That's what he gives, and it's not working for Diana, because it worked for a second, but it didn't work completely like he wanted to. Baby, he made me so goddamn mad with that shit. Meanwhile, you got Brayden. He was up there trying to check the service and see if everything was going okay with the service, right? Girl, the service went down for a second, and when he came out the room at Westin Holdings, he seen somebody else come out with a couple of bags of shredded documents, right? So he looking to see where the hell they come out from, and found a whole different compartment of the damn building, down upstairs or whatever, and it's a whole bunch of documents, and it was like they was just cooking the books and shit. And he found one of the books and he just took it with him. Meanwhile, Effie had to text Kane and was like, listen, it's cameras out here on the rooftop. Because she looked up there and she saw it. I said, Diane, dumbass, saw the shit and kept on going. Stupid. But anyway, so you got that going on. And then, of course, it was the bus with the Russians. And, of course, this is going to give Tate, you know, the boost that he needs to get back up into the running for the race. Because now he's taking the credit for this, you know what I'm saying? And this is what you can see when I become the mayor and all this stuff. And I want to thank my brothers and my sisters, and I want to do this and woo, 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 the good citizens. Girl, why is Blanca and freaking Jenny and Angela little nephew or whoever the fuck he was, they sitting up in there talking about this case and they piecing shit together, okay? Because now they trying to figure out where the hell Tate get this information from, and they know Tate is crooked, you know what I'm saying? They know Tate play both sides. So hey, maybe Tariq probably told him this. Maybe somebody told Tariq that he was under investigation, because this did come up and all of this shit. Who working with who? Now we got to figure out where they get the drugs at, because the little boy was like, maybe they ain't got no drugs out there on the streets or whatever, because we ain't seen nothing. And then Blanca put it together, bitch. Blanca said, well, we may not see it on the streets, but maybe they out there doing it at Westin Holdings. I said, damn it, bitch. Now, how the fuck you figure that shit out that quick? I said, now see, it's too easy, Blanca. You too smart for your own damn good. I said, Blanca, you gotta go. You should have stayed over there in New York in the Power Universe 1, okay? We didn't need you to continue over here because you fucking it up. You fucking it up for me, okay? I said you figured it out too damn good. Wow. Come on now. I said, child, it's about to be a mess, and one of them about to die. And I feel like Angela, little nephew, baby, you fresh on the game. You need to get off this task force, because I feel like you're gonna be next. Just so happened, and you weren't even the target. So then you get, you know, Effie and Kane, they beating up, of course, and, you know, all about that whole situation. Effie and Kane about to start fucking. That's all we need to know in this whole scene, because she told him what was going on, and the whole situation of him, you know, Tariq had came over there to Effie talking about some, let me get that picture or whatever, because we finna get out, I'm finna get us from underneath Norma and all that stuff. And they get back into it about the whole situation of Lauren and all this shit, and woo woo woo, and you soft and you weak and woo woo woo, you know, because he's still not letting her back in the business. So of course she goes to Kane, tell Kane about the cameras, tell him about all this other shit probably. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it was. We just know that at one particular moment, you know, he offered to pay her tuitions. He offered to pay her tuition because, of course, if she not doing nothing in the business and getting the drugs out there, how is she getting the money? And she feels some type of way. And of course, Kane got a soft spot for Effie. Effie and Kane about to start fucking because, you know, of course, Effie's so damn headstrong and she thinks that, you know, every time somebody try to do something for her, it's a charity case or whatever. Gonna tell Kane, I don't need your charity and all that stuff because he floated her some drugs and all that stuff or whatever. But at the same time, he tried to give her some money. And she said, listen, I don't need your charity and all that stuff. Woo, woo, woo. And I was like, girl, take the money. You need it. Girl, she go to the tuition office trying to figure out how she gonna get an extension. Can she get a loan or whatever? And the lady was like, all of that is just booked right now. It's filled to capacity. And so she borrowed up her account and then come to find out her tuition has been paid till the end of the semester. And so at this point, you know, she gonna text Kane and talk about something. Fuck you, I told you I ain't need no charity. And he said, you're welcome. And then she had a little smile on her face afterwards. They finna start fucking. And truth be told, I see them together better than I see Tariq and Effie together. So at this point, I'm not even mad at it. I'm not mad at it because I just never saw it for Tariq and Effie. And Effie already pulled and showed her card about the way that, you know, she was jealous of Lauren. I don't know if she truly did have feelings with Tariq, which I feel like she did, but she was jealous of Lauren, and that's why she went on ahead. It wasn't just because of the Wire situation. And I seen this tweet on Twitter, and I was like, you are 100% correct. You have to listen to the way that she always addressed Lauren. His little girlfriend, his bitch, and all this stuff or whatever. She was jealous. She wanted that man for herself for whatever reason. Probably just to say that she got him. I don't know. Maybe she really did have feelings for Tariq, but yeah, she never really saw it for Lauren. Okay, she never saw it for Lauren like that. But now Effie and Kane finna link up, and this is about to be a mess. All right, and I am here for it. Meanwhile, you get Tariq was standing outside of the building. He coming out of Western Holding because you got Braden still up in there, and he looking at the books that he the ledger that he found in that other place, that secret place, and he's just so dumbfounded about what he's finding. And I said, sir, you really think that, you know, your people, your family on the up and up? Come on now, let's be real. This is Wall Street, all right? We heard stories about Wall Street, okay? And so he goes outside, Tariq, and he texting Lauren, you know, you can trust me and please call me. And it was some guy that was standing outside, and a displaced looking fella. He was going through the trash, and he winds up finding one of those coffee cups, and he opens up the bottom and get the little druggy package. Now, I don't know if it was still drugs in it or if it was just the leftover packaging, you know, and I couldn't tell whether or not if that was an actual displaced person or if it was somebody that was undercover working for Blanca and Jenny, because remember, Blanca then figured it out, okay, that they have to be selling drugs up at Weston and Holdings, okay? So, y'all put that in the comments, and what do y'all feel that's about? Meanwhile, speaking of them, we get over there to, girl, the best part for me, for right now. They finally come into play, which came into play kind of later into the episode, because usually we get a class situation happening towards the beginning of the episode or the very beginning of the middle half of the episode, but we literally got it towards the end where we talk about the deal or no deal situation in the class coming into course and all that stuff. So they're talking about people making deals, people being free to do this and being free to do that. Next thing you know, Salim talking about some, you know, you can leverage people. And my mama was giving me all the gratitude. No, my homeless mama made it so that, you know, if I got any opportunities, I take it. You're supposed to take the gratitude that somebody give you. I said, excuse the fuck out of me, because Diane had said something about people being vindictive and people just taking advantage and all this shit. And then he want to come back with that. Then Effie comes back with something and it's going at Tariq. And I'm just looking at it like, God damn, everybody just getting real personal. And let me tell you something with Salim. Salim is just up here like, he just feels that no matter what he does, he's supposed to automatically get that result back, and you're supposed to get that automatic respect back or whatever, no matter what. You're talking about this gratitude situation. That girl didn't ask you to give her no gratitude. And even if you give somebody gratitude, they don't have to be thankful for it. They're not obligated. You don't know her like that. So it's just so stupid the way that he is acting like a little spoiled ass brat. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. Diane had got on the phone with her mama because Monet had called her when she was at the little concert when what's her name was performing. And she had texted her, asked her, did she want to come to dinner? Because Drew couldn't come to dinner because he had something to do with Gordo. No, Kane. They had some business to fix. Baby, she get on the phone with Diane because Monet had called Diane and was asking her why she been avoiding her call and all this stuff. And she was just telling her how, school is harder than she thought it was. And plus, she's dealing with a boy that's, giving her problems. And she said, who the fuck fucking with my baby? You want me to come up there and take care of him? I set him straight. She said, no, I'm you. You taught me well, right? So I take care of myself. And I said, what you gonna do? Girl, she went down there to the candy shop, no 50 Cent, and had Salim up there looking stupid as hell like he already do. I mean, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. He said, shouldn't you be gone? She said, no, I ain't going nowhere, and your threats ain't gonna get at me because you up here portraying yourself as, oh, this person that came from the hood, from a single parent, and, had to claw his way out and all this stuff. And you got all your little fans and your little supporters up here believing this story when your name ain't really Celine, which we already knew. It was Trevor or something like that, And, you won second place in the Aquarian, what is it? The horse thing? Y'all know what it is. I can't say it right now. You doing horseback riding and shit and competitions and you're winning second place and you was raised in Maryland in a 2-parent household who was adopted by white parents who support Trump, bitch. I said, oh, wow. Yeah, I said, they gagged me just slightly. I said, that was cute. That was cute how they flipped it. But I really need them to flip him on his head and to shoot his ass. That's just what I need to do. Because even though they got his tea and this is what's going to get him apparently to get off of, Diane back. Because she said, what else you going to do is you going to reduce your salary. You going to reduce your hours here and give it to the people that's actually less fortunate and who actually really need this job. You gonna give it to them, and then you gonna give me a raise, okay? And I said, I just don't think Salim is just gonna take it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe. Meanwhile, you got Kai, Monet about to meet up with Kai, okay? And all of this, at first I was like, what is this point? What's the point of this? I don't get it. They meeting up all for, because you got Kane outside as well. They got this whole plan going on. I said, what's the plan? So she making it seem like, she want to partner up with Kai and all this stuff. And they was supposed to wait for a signal. And next thing you know, she's saying, listen, Lorenzo came through. He went to jail. I was running shit. He came back and he basically took everything from underneath me. And, she planned on the fact that she knew that Kyle wanted her. Okay, she was like, I want you to partner up with me. And then I'll give you this, I'll give you that, and I'll give you the rest of me. And he was like, I've been waiting so long for you to say that. I said, what? Girl, next thing you know, they hear gunshots. Pop, pop, pop. Girl, outside, it's a war going on. Next thing you know, we see Monet pull out a knife. Monet pull out a knife and tried to stab Kai. Kai said, bitch, you two-faced it, bitch. Girl, he was choking her out. It took Kane to come in and to shoot that nigga in the head. And I said, damn, what's going on? And I was like, oh, now see, you be talking so much shit about Kane to his face and he came to your rescue. Okay. Meanwhile, when Kane walked out to see what was going on, she took his phone, Kai's phone, and texted a number to say that I think they own to us and know that the Russian is not the ones that killed Lorenzo. And then when that happened, she put the phone back in the pocket, and all of a sudden, here comes Drew and Kane. And then they get a text message. The text message come through on Kai's phone, a response. And it was like, we need to meet up or something like that. And so, of course, Drew is looking at it. And I'm thinking like, did she set up Gordo as well, or was this just a random number and Drew didn't realize who the number was? Because Drew didn't have a reaction to who the number that said we need to meet up. Maybe it was supposed to be something that was set up. I haven't got to that part yet, so we'll get there. And I was just like, And then here come Mary, or I should say Monet. He tried to set up Lorenzo the whole time. He the one that killed Lorenzo. It's just too convenient and too easy. I be like, no, that'll have me thinking like, what's really good, okay? Meanwhile, we also get this scene where Davis is talking to Saxe, so Saxe letting him know that they got this guy that's going to be on the parole hearing. Because in that conversation when Saxe and Jenny was going at each other, he wanted her to basically switch out one of the guys or the people on the parole board with somebody that's easily would take a bribe, no problem, no question asked, okay? And that's part of what they got into an issue with. And so that wound up happening, and he was like, all I need is money. Baby, at first he didn't want to do it, Davis, but then he said, okay, fine, fuck it, you know. He opened up that door, and all that money was up in there. Saxe saw like, ain't that about a bitch? I said, damn, Davis, you do run shit like a fucking drug kingpin. I said, all right. And then next thing you know, we see Davis, not Davis, but Saxe out there, you know, exchanging a briefcase of money to this other guy. I said, wow, we just going to do this out in the open like this? Y'all just, power just be, girl, all right, all right. So then we see Kane, Drew, and Monet walking into the Russians, and they got a cooler with Kai's head in it, and basically showing them that, you know, it was all a big misunderstanding, my bad. Kai had told us that, you know, the Russians was the one that took out my husband, but kind of find out he was the one that did it, so we killed him for you. It's a truce now. He was like, okay, cool. I said, what? The way that they get out of stuff is just so goddamn funny to me. Next thing you know, we see Davis, he done got his brother out of jail. So apparently paying off that, you know, guy that's on the parole board, it worked to take that bribe, and the brother is just not really here for it. Now, Davis, I need to ask you this question. Now, you got your brother out of jail because he is sick and his liver is failing, right? So you're trying to get him into this treatment. Why the f would you try to give him a celebratory alcoholic beverage when you... And then he did all of that for the brother to say, you did all this. The reason why I took this fall for you was so that you can go out here and be a decent human being, a good lawyer, and not do some illegal stuff like this, because ain't no way in hell with all the things that I was seeing in that parole board that I was supposed to be able to get out, okay? So if you out here doing some illegal shit, you just let me go to the treatment and don't ever talk to me again. I said, you ungrateful nigga. Now, on the one hand, I get it. On the other hand, I be so mad. Like, I went through all of this just to get you out. And you don't want to talk to me now? Now you want to have some more? I said, well. But I get where the brother is coming from. I get it. Because he was already set. Like he said earlier, he made peace with the fact that he's never getting out of there. And then, you know, it was his guilt that made him do all of this stuff. It's Davis's guilt, right? So I said, that's a hard pill to swallow, Davis. Damn. Meanwhile, over there at the feds, you got Jenny and Blanca. See, sometimes I gotta go ahead and watch stuff before I put questions out there as I record, because I asked, do y'all think that man was really homeless and he was really just randomly finding the stuff? No, that was Angela's nephew. That was the other dude that they got on the team. He found thing. They didn't connected it all to all the Russians, to the Tejadas and everything else that was at the school and all. That's the Stanfield drugs, okay? So now they got enough evidence to build a case for Rico. That Jenny done told them that Lauren is still alive, and Blanca was like, oh, you set this whole thing up. Like, girl, you sneaky as shit. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Meanwhile, you know, Tariq's still over there trying to get Lauren to talk to him and to meet up with him. And, you know, he got evidence to show that it wasn't him that, you know, tried to kill her or whatever. And she was like, well, they're about to take me out or whatever. And he said, damn, that means that they're about to close in on their case or whatever. Girl, if I say whatever one more time, he was like, just meet up with me for 5 minutes. Now, the way Tariq was talking, he was talking as if he was about to kill that bitch, okay? I'm just reading between the lines. I really thought he was about to take her out, you know? But that really didn't happen. He did go up to the Fed building where she was taken, got the badge from somebody that works in the custodian system outside, paid him for his clothes and his whole outfit just to meet up with Lauren in the bathroom to show her the recorded that conversation that he had with Effie that he had earlier in the episode when she called him a weak bitch, and that, you know, showing that it was never his intention to kill her but to get her out of town to safety, and that it was Effie that did that. Effie the one that you know, went on ahead and decided to kill her and all that stuff. And she was like, that's cool or whatever, but they doing a RICO case against y'all asses. And he was like, damn, a RICO case? How come Saxe didn't tell me? Saxe didn't know about this. She said Saxe knew. And he said, so Saxe is the goddamn mole. Ain't that about a bitch? And I said, yup, he is. Meanwhile, we get this scene with Drew and Gordo. Drew is like, don't nobody last with him. He just needs to have sex with people and let it go. Every time he starts thinking about a relationship, they either leave or you gonna have to kill him. He up there, you know, talking about him and Drew, Gordo, they laid up on each other. He playing in his chest hairs and everything. I said, damn, Drew, you in love, huh? Because you, we ain't finna do figure eights in the chest hair and get it all, you know, twisted and knotted up. And so he was like, how did you get your brothers to be on your side? He said, I told them it's either me or we gonna do this or I'm leaving the business. You was gonna leave the business for me. You was gonna leave the family business for me. He was like, yeah, you know, I keep my promises, I keep my word. He was like, so this serious? He was like, you what you think? I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, cool. So he get up and go take a shower. Next thing you know, Drew texts that number back because he still had Kai's phone. He texted the number back and said, on my way, because it said, can we meet up or something? He was like, on my way. And then he heard that it went off and it was Gordo's phone. Okay, it was like an extra phone I guess Gordo had. And so when he figured that out, he went to the drawer, got the gun, shot Gordo, and that's just it, you know. So Monet found out, they cleaned it up, of course, Drew crying and all that. I lost another nigga, mama. Goddamn, this dick. Okay, they just can't stay, you know. So he in his feelings and all of that shit. Next thing you know, this whole situation with Brayden. Girl, Brayden tried to tell Kiki some shit about the company being a Ponzi scheme. She was like, nigga, calm down, okay? You doing a little bit too much. I'll look at this paperwork later. And then he goes in there and tell his uncle. Girl, the uncle already know because the uncle set it up. And not only did the uncle set it up, the Kiki was involved with it as well. So Kiki coming on to Brayden as quickly as she did, it was all a setup. She was using him. And I think she kind of got a little bit of feelings for him. But at this point in time, you know, they been knew that he was already selling drugs out of Western and Holdings. And this is our opportunity to get the money going, flowing, and all this stuff throughout the whole system. It's twisted. It's very much Bernie Madoff. And, of course, you know, the uncle don't want him to say nothing because, you know, you go to jail, you gonna go to a different type of prison than I'm gonna go to prison, okay? So, you know, it's all twisted and messed up. It's all twisted and messed up. And at this point, it's just like, damn, Kiki, you up here working with the man like this? I said, child, you should have known, Brayden. That girl jumped your bones real quick. You should have known, all right? Meanwhile, after that, all of a sudden at the very end of the episode, girl, listen, everybody coming together to eat, you know, at the Tejada house. Oh, we haven't had a get together like this in a long time. I miss these dinners. Mama make the cornbread. Listen, Mama, you can put a little bit more seasoning on these greens, okay? They having a good time. Next thing you know, here come Blanca, Jenny, the DEA, and all them motherfuckers coming up in that bitch, okay? Because when they was in there having that little powwow meeting about how they got them and all this stuff, and they got the evidence and they linking the drugs, oh, they had Effie on the camera and all that shit, looking up there, whatever. So that gave them the go ahead and get in there. Mind you, they also had Diana on the cameras, and they saw her putting the drugs up in the stash in Stansfield. So now that is busted, okay? Because they bust up in their house, and I'm thinking, bitch, Monet and Drew and Kane about to go down. Girl, please, they ain't even there for them. They there for goddamn Diana. And I said, what the hell? Now see, maybe Salon was a little bit correct, but at the same time, bitch, this is all Lorenzo's fault because, girl, Diana said, I'm going to school. Lorenzo was the one that made her sell them drugs, right? And she kept on selling them drugs afterwards, and then she put them the stuff up in there. And I just said, girl, you looked up there at the camera. You looked up there at the camera. You should have looked first, and then you should have turned right back around. People not too smart these days. People not too smart these days. I was just like, damn, the main person that didn't even really want to be up in this game is the one that's finna go down because they actually got her holding the fucking package. Shit. Don't you fucking talk to my daughter that way. Cause Blanca got out of her hands. She said, get the fuck up. I said, excuse me, bitch. I would have been just like, don't you fucking talk to my daughter that way too. Don't say nothing, Diana. We gonna come down there and I'm gonna get you. I said, damn. That was the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it and I'll see y'all later. Peace.